Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy.
Dildo. Not to be controversial or anything, chat, but yeah, low-key, Godzilla toys kind of suck right now. There's a really good video by Kaiju Canuck that goes into detail about why he thinks the hobby of collecting Godzilla figures is boring right now, which I fully agree with. I would recommend you guys go watch that video, but I'm going to push that even further and say that I think Godzilla toys have kind of sucked for a bit. I made a whole video on this thing, and I still stand by everything I said in it. I think that Manda figure is a fucking disgrace upon Bandai's name.
Boo! You stink!
But you could apply that same logic for a lot of Bandai figures that have been coming out from the Godzilla license recently. I know I poke fun at it a lot, but the Zilla figure looks awful.
Dildo.
Like, it is an absolute fucking shame that this is an actual promo picture that they decided was good enough to release. What the fuck? The worst part is, at least Manda was like a mainstream figure. This one was a premium release, a Godzilla store exclusive, and it gets treated like this, bro. Like, what? Bandai can make some really good figures. I own quite a lot of them, like the bag-in figure that is also a Godzilla store exclusive is really good. And hell, I poked fun at it in the intro, but I actually don't mind the 2002 Godzilla that was released from them not too long ago. It's detailed nicely, and I think the paint overall is passable. That doesn't make it good though. Just because I think that the lack of paint on a tail is acceptable doesn't necessarily make it a good thing, and it doesn't also make it a good figure either. Comparing it over to my favorite company, Mahel, there is a lot of figures that I think are okay and that I will be buying but aren't necessarily good. The same thing can be applied for the overabundance of Godzillas we've gotten over the last like 3 to 4 years from them. Unlike Mattel, where you actually kind of get a little bit of variety, Bandai really hasn't been doing that recently, and that doesn't just go for them, that goes for like any company that has the Godzilla license right now.
I get it!
I am aware that Godzilla is a diverse character, and every single Super 7 figure I just showed represents a very different version of him, and for some people that might work, but for me it does not dampen the effect of seeing Godzilla over and over and over and over. And I know some say that it's because Godzilla sells the best, which is to an extent true, but I also know for a fact that the Baggin, a literal unreleased kaiju, did sell pretty fucking well for Bandai. There is clearly a market for the more obscure monsters that are in kaiju media, but no, they want to release the Cybot Godzilla from the fucking animatronic that was in the '84 movie. The only reason you'd ever get one of these obscure monsters is if for some reason yours gets voted in a poll that Bandai holds wherever they pick the next movie monster series figure, and half the time the figure still isn't that good to begin with. Or your other option is to buy it from another company that isn't one of these mainline ones like YMSF. You'd only be spending like 3 times the price, not including aftermarket, and I'm not even saying that to dog on YMSF. I have bought some of these aftermarket prices myself because I do like their figures. I think they are good. Hell, you're going to be getting better versions of Bandai figures that already exist in some cases. I don't mind spending an arm and a leg to get a better version of a figure, but I know a lot of people who don't want to do that, and that's totally acceptable, and they just have to settle for a much lesser figure, which should not at all be the case. I mean this 100% seriously when I say I think the best Godzilla figure companies in the business right now are Playmates and Haya. You're still getting a bland lineup with mostly Godzilla, but at least not only they're interesting, but also really fucking good. My wrapping up thoughts for this video is that if you want to fix the issues that I've said here, just don't do the things that I said were bad in this video. Like, I think it's a pretty fucking easy fix. And unlike the last video, it is now 2 o'clock in the morning. I have to go to sleep. What the fuck does tribulation mean?
Bro.
Dildo.